Hey, welcome back, creatives, to another amazing design that I can't wait to show you for 2023. So we are ramping up for our seasonal decor, wreaths, and everything else you could possibly think of. And it's been a while, and I was like looking at my shop, and I'm like, I don't have any witch hat wreaths, nor have I done any for 2023. So I thought that I would take an opportunity and show you how to make one, two different ways, one a little bit more complex, one a little bit more simplified, but just to give you options. Options are always good. And sometimes people struggle with the complex options, so I'm going to make it just a little bit easier. So before we get started, give you some housekeeping items. So if you want this tutorial and you want to keep it someplace where to put together your own, you'll have that handy because it'll be on your Facebook page. Second, if you would do me an honor and like and follow the page, it definitely helps to keep you up to date whenever I'm going live. Sometimes we do some spur of the moment ones, but normally, like you guys should know, Tuesdays and Thursdays are generally the day, but sometimes I have nothing to do and I need to get some product in the shop. So liking and following. Liking is easy to do, but if you've already liked the page, I need you to hop over. There's three little dots on this page. If you click on it, it'll open up a sub menu. You should be able to click follow. And then that way, if you happen to be on your device, you should be notified when I'm going live. Also, I need to put some information on the screen for you because I know you guys are going to have a ton of questions. So let me give you a way to reach out and connect with me. We should be any day now, girl. Technology and me. Actually, it's just Facebook being Facebook. So let me go ahead and type in my website address here really quick for y'all. Okay, here we go. There we go. It just takes a little bit. So it's going to be catscreationsandmore.com. What can you find on that site? You can find a whole bunch of free tutorials. You can also find my bow recipe for most of my designs. And you can also sign up for my private group and also the Wreath of the Month group. So if you've caught in my tutorials from last week, I shared the debut of the relaunch. So if you guys want to be included in that, when you go to the webpage, just look for the Wreath of the Month group. It's $10 a month. And we just focus on one design the entire month. And then members get a bigger, deeper discount when they go to purchase their kits. And we change them every month. So that's that. YouTubers, subscribers, when you want to be notified when I put a new video up, if you click the subscription bell in the upper right-hand corner or click on the subscribe button, I'd love to have you join me on YouTube. And then we're all ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot you on down. Hold on one second. Want to make sure you guys get a really good view. Hi, Karen. How are you? Hi, Maddie. Welcome. And Phyllis. You keep freezing. Sometimes go out and go back in. Because sometimes the connection, if people join like right when I start, sometimes it just glitches out. Hi, Pam. Hi, Mary Carol. Hi, Sheila. Welcome. Okay, so form. Girl, where are you? All right, this is what we're using. So you've probably seen these in the Dollar Tree. So they either come with silver or they come with purple. Doesn't matter. If you like these, and trust me, you will, because you can use these to make the Santa hat, the elf hat, cornucopia, sailboats. I'm trying to think of what else have I done with them. Just a wide variety of different colors to go with Halloween. This is what we're using, so you'll find this at the Dollar Tree. And then depending upon what color deco mesh you're going to want to use, if you're going with black, I would suggest you just leave the tinsel on it. If you're trying to go with a different color, like an orange, you might have some of that black filter through, so you're going to want to remove that, which was what we're going to do for the first not for the first one. We'll save that one for the more complex one. I'll show you how to dismantle this frame. You have to be super careful though, because this is a plastic frame. It is not a metal frame, which means if you get a little over confident in trying to tighten your pipe cleaners down, you could snap these and then you have to start the whole process all over, because there's no way to really repair the plastic frame once it's been compromised. But this is what we're going to be using tonight. And what you're going to want to do first of all is you're going to want to remove the little boo. You can keep that if you want to put it on a different design. You're going to take off the buckle part. And then I'm not going to be doing purple on this, so I am just going to be removing the purple tinsel. So it just wraps around these little arms on the side, just like that. It's going to make a mess, so make sure you do it in a place where you could clean that up fairly easy. I'm just going to throw all these out. It does have a hanger on the back. So really super simple. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to keep this one as is, because we're just going to do a standard black and orange Halloween wreath, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to break this down and do the complex one. So what you want to do is, this is where you start, and then you need 15 pipe cleaners. I prefer to just use black and orange, since that's what we're going to be doing. And before this is like where we're starting, you're going to want to cut 15 black pieces of Deco mesh with a wood burning tool. So 10 inches by 10 inches. And then you're going to want to cut orange wide foil Deco mesh 10 inches by 10 inches. And we're just going, this is all going to fill up this section down here. We're not doing anything up here. This is just where we're going to cover. And the easiest way to do that is we are going to take and we are going to fold these up just like so into little curls. And then I use my Bow Decor just to hold them. And we're going to do a set of 3, because that's basically what you can fit inside your Bow Decor, is 3 of each color. So I just get those all prepped and ready to go. It's like an extra pair of arms. Okay. So just roll those into little cone curls, and so I start with about 1 inch. I fold it, and then I'll fold it again. And then as it starts to go, you can kind of roll those together. We have this one, and then one more black. Just like that. Ooh. Cut an extra piece. Okay, so now that I've got them all in here, I like to just crisscross them. Now in the past we've done ruffle. So we've done a huge ruffle in here. This time we're just going to do a curl. And I'm going to use black zip ties. These are 6-inch zip ties. And this just makes tight, like getting them tight, easier, because remember, this is a plastic frame. So if we can get them on there really tight, then this just aids in the process so that we don't have to worry about snapping our frame for this method. Because when I did it without the zip ties, it was a little harder to get them really tight down to the frame so that you could have a really full look. So I just found, hey, if you use zip ties, you could use rubber bands if you want. So we're going to do it just like this, little crisscross, and one more time. Get those zip tied down tight. Okay, and I don't want you to worry about this. We're not even going to see it, but we've got those little bundles here, and you're always going to start on the side. So, you have to start somewhere. So the way that this frame is comprised is it has a middle piece that goes all the way from end all the way here, And then it has some little cross pieces that go from down to the center. It goes down from the top here, down to that middle one, and then back up here. So it's got little sections. And then on the sides, like I said, there's these little knobs, which will be handy for when we come back to that step when we're getting ready to wrap our brim. So from here, it's easy just to kind of poke it here, poke it there, bring this up, make sure you've got even pieces. And again, just be careful as you're twisting that down. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the next set. I just find it easier to get it through this side, because if I want to get that middle section, this just makes it so much easier. So this is going to be a bottom. There's bottoms and tops. So you're going to start and go all the way around the bottom. And I'm going to stop right, let me get another orange one in here. So I'm going to go from here. This is my top. So I'm going to go here. Oop, I need to get the center. So up, and then we're going to wind this around just like that. So what I'm doing is I'm capturing the middle one and the end. So I've got 3 pieces right here. So my first bundle I'm going to take, and this is why they need to be tight, is because I want them to be fastened down right here. So just nice 2 twists. Okay, then here we're going to go ahead and add in another bundle. Okay, nice and tight. And these will all start to kind of bunch together. So I'm going to place this one here. And then this is going to be basically based on your eyeball preference. What do you like the look to be? And these will all kind of filter down like so. And then you're just going to keep going. So wherever you feel like you need to add another pipe cleaner, like if I flip this over, I'm going to go to the middle. Remember, there's that middle row. So I'm going to go to the middle. And I'm going to bring this up, flip this over, because then I have it secured to the end and the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and just keep filling this. Now, this is what it'll look like when you get all the way to the other side. It's going to look like this. So pretty soon you have a whole bundle of these, and this is 15 bundles, all woven in based on like what my preferred look is. And so all I did is just add the bundles. So if you flip this over, you could see I've just removed the purple. So I have 1 in each corner here. I have 1 here. I have 1 here. So I have this one up, this one's bottom. Then I have 2, 2, 1, and then another 2. So as you're just putting them on the frame, you're looking for, like, do you want to add another one in the center? And I've left my pipe cleaners here so that we can add some other things. You can add a bow, you can add ribbon, you can add whatever you want. It's going to be entirely up to you. So we're going to actually finish this one. This is the simple version, okay? So from here, I thought we would add a really pretty bow. And I know someone asked the question, PJ, where'd you get the hat frame from? It is from Dollar Tree. Hi, Linda. Hi, Diane. Hi, Kim. Welcome. Hi, Dee. Hi, Sheila. Okay, so from here, we're going to make a bow. And I kind of want this one to be a little fun, a little bit like, we're going to add some candy corn ribbon, I think, to this. We're going to add in some black and orange stripe. And then I think we're going to add in, let me look. I don't know if I want to use that one. I'm trying to keep it all black, yellow, basically black, orange, black and orange. Let's see. Do we like this one better? I kind of like that one a little bit more. So I'm going to do a simple three ribbon bow. These are all 1.5 inch. Kringle for this one. Kringle for the diagonal plaid. The candy corn is just from Craft Outlet. I'm going to make sure that this goes on the top. So we're going to go ahead and look at how far you kind of want your bow to hang down. So I kind of want my tails just a little bit. I want to say that's about 10 inches. Nope, that's about 7. So the first thing I want to do is dovetail my end. Just like that. And we're going to go 7 inches. Actually, I'm going to go 8. So I'm going to go ahead and pinch and twist. I'm going to bring my bow dabber back out here. And I'm going to do 4.5, 4, and a 3.5 loop. So this one's going to be 4.5 inches from here to the end. The easiest way to do that is put that on your cutting mat where it's easy for you to determine, hey, that's 4.5 like it is right now. It's right here on my 15.5. Being on my 20 means that it is 4.5. I'm going to go to the other side. Make sure we've got another 4.5. We need just a touch more. And then we're going to go back out to 7 inches. Just like that. Okay. There's that one down. Now we're going to go ahead and do that black and orange stripe. And this one we said this was 8 inches. So we're going to do this one at 7.5. So 7.5, we're going to pinch in, and we're going to do 4-inch loops on either side. Same process, place it on your 10, pull it out, and make sure you're right at 4. Do the same again, up and over. I think I'm going to keep this one all, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to keep it all black and orange. So I'm going to remove the candy corn one. Now I'm thinking about it. Let's just make this all black and orange. So we'll move the candy corn off. So let's just keep those traditional Halloween colors, which means we're going to come back in with this. And this one we're going to do, we did 8, 7.5, so this one's going to be 7. So 7-inch tail. We're going to do a 3.5-inch loop. Bring it back. Bring that in. So we've got 3.5. We'll bring this in. Another 3.5. As I was saying, we're going to keep this one simple. I don't want to overcomplicate things. And then we'll dovetail the end on this one. So dovetailing is just bringing your wired edges together, cutting from the folded side down to a wired point. And look, that was the end of that one. So that's good. That's in the trash. Okay. We're going to go ahead and secure that with our pipe cleaner. So I'm going to use black since we're putting it on our black frame. Okay, we're going to drop this down, give it a couple twists. This is our simple design. All right, now we're going to have all the tails at the bottom because this is a bottom bow. So all I'm doing is pulling my tails down to the bottom, and I kind of want this one right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and fish that through to my frame. So super simple, it's just that tinsel. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that down, give it a couple twists, and now we're going to fluff. So we're just going to separate top and bottom bows. We can kind of have these splayed in, splayed out. I'm going to go opposites here. So we have the diagonal plaid here. And you can kind of just wind them through the wreath however you feel you want those to go. You can have them kind of hug in to your designs, but we've added a cute bow there. Now let's go ahead and elevate this a little bit more. We're going to add in some tails. Let's see. How many can we get? Let's look. Let me look and see if I have another one of those. Just to make sure. Diagonal plaid. We have this one. Diagonal plaid. Looking. Let's change out some of these colors. That is interesting. I thought I had more diagonal plaid. Okay. Well, let's do these colors. Let us grab. So, and although these are like really pretty ribbons, but we're going to measure these to 10-inch pieces. So just like this, I'm going to do a double dovetail, which is just fold them in half again. So we've got folded side to the wired point. Okay, so this way we can dovetail them both at the same time. We're going to fold the opposite and then gather them in the center. And then we're just going to kind of tuck these in a little bit here and there. A little willy-nilly. Right into the center of my pipe cleaners. So we're just going to have a couple pieces here and there. There's that one. We'll go ahead and cut this one to 10 inches. Same thing. We're going to double up on this. I always fold them in half so that I can find exactly where the center is. And then I'm just kind of placing them right in the center of pipe cleaners. Okay, and I'm still leaving my pipe cleaners on because I think I want to add the little scatters and fillers to those. That one's a little too short. Let's go ahead and add this as well. So I'm just adding little elements, those little pops of those ribbons throughout the design. You can do this like if you're just new at making bows and you're not quite there yet. You can just add a whole bunch of ribbon tails like this through your design. I'm going to come in here with this one, kind of tuck that up in here. It's easier once I remove my pipe cleaners to kind of fluff these and get them, because then you can fish them in between your design. And I want a couple here at the bottom, so I'm going to go down here. Just probably put in like 5 or 6 little ribbon tails. So I'm going to bring this one over here. Okay. And then we need another one of these. And you can do them whichever way you want, as long as you have your folded side together. I just like pretty sharp these, so I like them pretty deep. Okay, yeah, there's one in here. So here's another one of those. We'll have this one kind of go up and over as soon as I get that pipe cleaner out of the way. And then we'll do another one here for the very bottom. So I've done 6. 6 so far. But we're just kind of dressing up the bottom of the hat a bit. And then this one I'm going to put at the very bottom, way over here, so that we can see this from the bottom of our design. As soon as I find my other, where is, it's on top. It's just hiding from us. Okay. So now with the rest of the pipe cleaners we have, super simple embellishment. If you go to the Dollar Tree, you can get scatters and fillers in black and orange. And then if you want to snip down some of your ends so they're not quite as long, you can go ahead and add a black styrofoam ball to one. I just put a little dab of glue on them. Since they're styrofoam, they're going to fit right on the pipe cleaners. So we'll do one orange, one black, and we'll do a couple different sizes. So we're just going to go through here and make sure that wherever we have those little pipe cleaners, we're going to add in some additional pops of color. So I've got one here. You can leave your pipe cleaners long, you can curl them, you can spiral them. However long you want them to be is entirely up to you. It goes back to that whole designer's choice thing. So right now I'm just doing the bottom half of the wreath, adding some scatters and fillers. You could also add flex tubing to that as well, because the Dollar Tree does sell flex tubing. These ones I don't want quite as high, so I'm going to take those down. Again, just do some with varying heights. So here's our black. We'll go ahead and add an orange. I like using a lot of the sparkle. So we have one way up here. So let's save that for a nice orange. Go a little bigger. So right now I'm just going through and adding styrofoam balls to all my pipe cleaners, just so we can have a little bit of sparkle. So that one just rolled right off the table. Okay, go ahead and get it black here, just so that it feels like it fills the whole space, rather than just, you know, come in here with a little bit of, what was it? Like in the past I've done just ruffles. We just ruffled the whole base. Maybe we added some scatters and fillers. And I'm just kind of coming in as I finish touching certain areas. If there's any frays that are there, I'm just going to go ahead and remove those. So we're going to go leave this one a little longer. And we've got 2 in here. So let's do a small one. And you can see they just slide right on the end. You can get them in just about every single color. The green, the brown, and the orange are at Hobby Lobby right now in their seasonal section. And they have them just so that, I guess they're like the fall color palette. So I'm going to come in here with the orange one. And then I have a black one. I saw it right here. You know me, it's all about taking something that looks basic and really punching this up. So we'll go back and we'll show you, hey, remember this is where we started. I'm going to come back here, snip that a little bit so we don't have too many wild things happening. We'll go ahead and pull this in and add an orange. So you can get really super creative and just come up with a multitude of different things that you could add on. So I'm just going around and looking for additional pipe cleaners that are still in our design. Here's another one down here at the bottom. We're going to go ahead and grab some down here and just make sure we continue what we've started up here. We just finished it through with the pipe cleaners we have on the bottom. This way it gives you a finished look no matter which way you're viewing it, whether you're you have this hung up high on your door or you have it hung a little on the low side. People should not be able to hopefully see how you put this together, that you've been able to come up with a unique design. Let's put a black one. Have my orange pipe cleaner right here, I can see. Go ahead and add that, and I've got 2 down here. You could even, I know Dollar Tree sells these little ornament balls. You could take the ornament balls and just twist them onto your pipe cleaners for another look. Okay, got just a couple more to go, and then we will have successfully mastered our scatters and fillers. So I'm just kind of gluing as I go. And then if I notice a fray, I'm going to come in and address that. Not a green. Okay. Squish that on. So, super cute. What do you guys think so far? And we haven't even touched the top yet. This is just all at the bottom. So this is technically the way that we're addressing it. We've just dealt with the bottom. And then depending upon how you want it to look, you can take and push your poofs down so that they, you know, are more separated depending upon what you like. So now we're going to go ahead and address this at the top. So you can leave it solid black. You could elevate it and add in some flex tubing. So the Dollar Tree has them like this. So you're just going to slice those open. go ahead and pull that out. We're going to cut this open. For some reason, this feels more gold to me. Let's see if we have like a true orange. Why do I think it is orange? Because here's the gold. So this is about as gold or orange as Dollar Tree gets. So what you're going to do, let me find it. Trying to find the end. Here we go. You can take these and you can start at the top. I'm just going to take a clip and I'm going to hold my clip in place. So if you wanted to, you could start gluing it here. So I'm going to go around right here. And I'm just going to put my clip in place. And you can just start wrapping this in place. And you could go in a diagonal. I'm going to make sure the hanger stays in back. Going around those little knobs that I told you are in here. Trying to get those to go round. Just going through, because they space them out really nice. Let's go ahead and just cut this, so I don't have to keep going around and around. So just like this. And all you have to do is glue it at the top and then glue it at the bottom. And it just goes right between each one of those little knobs, which gives you that really pretty professional spacing. And I try not to pull it too tight because I like it to stay kind of on the puffy side. We're going to go all the way through, all the way down. And guess what? When we remove that middle section, now we're going back in and covering that up to where we have a complete, nice, little, even decorative top, to where you don't have to wrap it, but you can do something like this where it's really nice flex tubing all the way through, and it looks nice because it's spread out nice and even. What else? I wanted mine to actually hold this sign right here, so this is just an option for you. I'm actually going to leave mine all black, and I'll show you why. You could even come in with ribbon if you wanted, and you can wrap the top with ribbon. You can start with something like this, and you can do it at a diagonal. I don't know how much of this I have left, but you could come in. It'd be nicer if I had more, because we're right there at the end. But you can do a nice diagonal wrap on that all the way down and make sure that, you know, obviously it wraps better than the way I did, all the way down to the wreath. But like I said, because I want to add the sign here, I'm going to not do this. So we are actually, and these are from the Dollar Tree. So the Dollar Tree has these in sets of 2. This one said Spooky Greetings. And it came attached with this one that said Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. So whichever one you want to do. So I am going to use this one. Just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and remove my sign off the side. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that wire off, because I want it to attach to the back. because if I was to attach it to the front, it's not, you know, it would have to go way down here in order to work, but I want it up here. So we are going to grab a pipe cleaner. And on this one, I'm not really sure. We're at a 1/4 inch. I'm feeling like this one's probably 1/8 of an inch. So I am going to use an adhesive cable tie. Because if I used a staple gun, it'll probably go all the way through. So I'm going to place that on top. I'm going to go ahead and weave that all the way through. And then I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to glue the edges all the way around just to make sure this does not pop off in crazy hot weather, crazy cold weather. There we go. Right there. Okay. So now I can take this, and I want this, I want to be able to see my black on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in here. Bring this out the other side. So there is a center. If I flip this over, up here, there is a center. Actually, there's 2 of them. So I want to pull this one through and make sure I get it on the other side. Right there. Just so that it gives it better support instead of just on one side or the other. So a nice little twist here. And even though they include this one at the top, I don't like when my witch hats hang where I can see the hanger. So I'm going to take the leftover of my pipe cleaner and I'm going to crisscross that into a circle and then just simply wind it all around the outside like so, so that I have a hanger. So that we can flip this over, and now we've got our gorgeous sign. It's all nice and centered. And then you have a couple options. Again, you could take your flex tube and you can just make, I'm looking right here, you can make a series of little bows back and forth like this. So I just run this out just like this. We just have a little ways to go. Just keep looping it backwards and forwards like that. And then you can make that become your little bow on the end. I'm going to incorporate what I have left of the orange as well as this and put a bow on the top. So let's start with this one. So let's put a dovetail end on this and see how small of a bow we can go. Okay, so let me see what I can do. I'm just trying to look at a couple different options and see what I can do. This might have to be the very top one. Yeah. And it might have to be even smaller than that. So I'm going to try to make smaller loops. So I'm just kind of playing because you don't obviously want something with really long hanging arms. So I'm just trying to take our ribbon like so and kind of come up with something that's even like that. And I like that. So watch how I hand tied that. So I just took and pinched it in. Okay. I made a small little loop and gathered it in. And then I twisted it. Went back. Gathered that here. And then I'm going to dovetail this as soon as I get that all fitted in. And look, we have an adorable little bow So we're gonna go ahead and put our pipe cleaner on this. So I'm just gonna do this one. Ooh, now that I think about it, I was like trying to figure out how I could add, like do the same thing here, have a little spider. And when we cut that wire off the sign, might be able to use that wire. So this is going to go right at the tip. If we flip this over, you'll see that it converts into just a single one right here. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and place that. So I'm just going to push it right into my tinsel. Okay, there we go. Right there on the top. We're going to go ahead and twist that. If you wanted to make that a twist tie, you could, but I don't like to have mine hang way up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. So now we have an adorable little bow at the top of our sign. And then I wanted to have a little spider kind of like hang down here. I'm thinking, since we cut the wire off, and a Dollar Tree does have these cute little spiders. These ones actually have orange bottoms. Look how simple this would be. We could simply do the exact same thing and have that drop down and hang from the center of our bow. So let's see how we can make that happen. I am trying to take my beadsmith hole punch, put a little hole in him, in his bottom, and I'm going to unspool because this is a super soft wire, just like that. And I'm going to have it go in the inside. Give it a nice little twist like that. And then we can have that kind of hang down at whatever point we want it to drop, like probably right about there. We could have it go a little longer. You can have it technically go all the way down to the sign if you want. I'm going to go ahead and just remove the excess piece up here. Just like that. Look how cute that is. And I would just take this and pop this right in to our tinsel at the top. Go around our bow. Just like that. Give it a little twist. And then we have our spider hanging down from the bow. Just like that. And look how easy that was to just take something basic. So I'm going to show you what it looks like basic again. And then we're going to also go a little bit more complex too. So have one fray. It's driving me crazy. So just like that. Okay. So back to basics. Let me grab one from here. Okay, so we went from this is the basic, this is what you're starting with at the Dollar Tree, and then we flipped it and made this. Which would you rather have? Super simple, right? That's like an overly hard question. Of course you would want the bigger, more complex one that looks like we've just elevated it to a whole new level, right? So let me flip this up and show you what it looks like on the door. And then I'm going to bring you back down. Bring you back down and show you how we're going to make it harder. So this is the way this one would look. And I'm going to go with, see, right now, if you use the Dollar Tree hanger, it would hang from here. And for me, I don't like it. It just drops the whole level of the wreath way down. But if we move it to where I put the hanger, now all of a sudden we have raised this and brought it way up, and you hide the hanger. So the hanger's just to the back of this. And then again, you know, you can do whatever you want with your little curlicue ribbons, but that's what we've done on the basic level right there. Okay, from this to that. That to that is what we've done. Just showing you how simple that is to do that. What do you guys think? So now we're going to do a harder one. So that would be like beginners. And some of you are like, wow, that's beginners. I don't think I want the advanced. But I'm going to show you how super simple it is to take it and elevate it a little bit more than that. And I really love that. You should put a little filler in the middle of the smaller bow. Yeah, you could. You most definitely could. I'm actually going to fluff that because I didn't fluff it. But, yeah, you could. You can put a little, is that what you were saying? Put one of these thingies in there? You could. We could totally put one of those right in the center. Look how cute that is. Let's do that. Let me see if I have a bigger one. I should have a bigger one. Let's see if we can have a bigger gold orange one. Not, oh yeah, here we go. Like that size orange. I like that. Okay. Big filler. We're just going to stick that right on the top. So then it ties the fillers into the bow. Great idea. Thanks for that. Okay, now let's crank this up to a whole new level of craziness. So I had to show you how to make one. Super simple. I like the look of the curls on this one over doing ruffles, because the ruffles sometimes they lay flat, and I kind of want it to have more of a 3D look. And you can do, well, we kind of had one right here in the center just with our pipe cleaner anyway. You can do the same thing with the black. But now I'm going to pivot you back down, and we're going to go higher end. So hang tight. Hi, we're going right back down. So this is a twofer. This is a, oops, I can't see the edges of my mat. There we go. So now we're going to go more extreme. So this is the one that I said we started where I showed you the technique here. So I'm going to just remove all these now. You can do it really super simple. So now I'm going to show you what the frame looks like. And you don't have to cut it in little pieces. You can just sit here and unspiral the whole thing, because it just all unspirals just like this. And even the bottom does the same. See, it just goes around those little knobs. It just kind of goes back and forth. And you can start to see the frame. So this is where I was saying you have to be really careful if you're going to change out the color of your hat, which we're going to do here. It's going to be messy. So there's all that. We're going to go down to the bottom of our brim and do the same thing. So this one, this is like the last one that goes around the hat part. And then around the brim, it's wrapped this way. So we're just going to take all this off and we're going to change it out. Whoop. And we're still going to do black and orange. Okay. And if you don't want to get into the hassle of, you know, unspooling this all the way around, you can just cut straight through all your pieces. It makes it super easy to do it before you add your pipe cleaners on. I'm going to go ahead and remove these. Take these off. So there's one. I'm going to go ahead and remove that off the frame. Simple deconstruction. We use this as our demo for the other one, since I had the whole bottom put on with our pipe cleaners. We're going to do this one. Okay. Here we go. That's off. This one off. And then we'll finish doing that piece. So you can see exactly how they put those on. Super simple. And now we have the basic frame. So, and you can do this with a lot of the Dollar Tree items, the snowman, the pumpkin. You can just take it down to its bare frame and then just start to design. So before we build the bottom, we have to build the brim part, because we have to get it all the way down into here so that when we add in our Deco mesh curls, it looks so much better. And I think we're going to go orange. I had two different ones. I have like the plaid, but I think I want to go circles, like this. So this is a fabric mesh. So this is from Kringle. And again, you can leave this there or you can take it off. It's entirely up to you. We are actually starting at the top with a zip tie. And remember how we do our frames where we're doing poofs? You're going to start it the same way. You're going to gather everything together. Just like so. I'm going to cut all that off. I'll fix that in a second because that's driving me crazy already. Whoop. Right into the trash can. Okay. So right where I told you we have that center that comes right up, this is where we're going to start that. So I'm going to go over one and up this one. And we're doing it from the back. Oops. And so we're going to do it this way. I need to get my zip tie in the right way. Flip over. There we go. Again, it's plastic. Go easy. So nice and tight, not too tight. So that's the way we have started. Let me move this stuff out of the way. It's driving me crazy. Just have way too much stuff everywhere. Okay, now what you're going to do is really super simple. You're just going to, here's our hanger. We're going to go around. I'm going to flip this over. You're going to go around the top. Like so. We've got to get it up and over the top. So, and I want a nice smooth edge, and I need to cover. So hang tight. We're going to go straight up, straight over. I'm trying to right side my fabric mesh. Okay, so all I did is flip it up and around. And now, there we go. I want to keep the edge of my fabric. Somehow we're working on the back side. Hang on. I want to fold this over. So we're all on the front side. Why are we on the back? Okay. So I'm trying to keep it, trying to think, like we want it in 1 inch increments, I think, or like 2 inch. And we always want to make sure that the edges are covered. And I'm trying to do this in a way that makes sense. So I'm kind of folding and folding. And I'm doing it in measured, slow, concise manner so that, number one, we don't have these here and we don't want them poking through. And I like a smooth wrap on the end. You don't need to worry about the tip so much because we're going to go ahead and put our ribbon on the end of it. So again, folding the end, kind of folding this over so that when I wrap, I'm keeping like an even tension on it so that we have a smooth wrap. And you want it more smooth on the front than you want it smooth on the back. And you can have it as thick as you want. See, like I'm going with this band here. So I've got to fold this back under. And you only have to play that struggle part with this until you get it all the way down to the bottom. Okay. Folding this bottom part under because I don't want any edges. So I'm trying to keep that line. I haven't done this in a long time. Generally, once you've done it a handful of times, you get better on your wrap method to where everything looks nice and smooth, which is where you guys were asking me, so what did you use on your Santa hat to get the brim of the hat so smooth? It's just Deco mesh, done just like this, in precise little folds all the way around. See, like right now I've got this funky, like I don't like this. So I'm going to kind of back that off a little bit until I get a better wrap. And generally what happens is I've tried to wrap too much of this, the brim of the hat, so that you get these things, and these I don't like. I like it to be smooth all the way down. So if you have to, take it back to where it was when you had it nice and smooth. And just keep going. And you don't want to pull too hard, because if you start pulling too hard to get a tight wrap in there, you will snap these in the center. See, and I just let go of that. Nice and tight. I think I'm going to have to go back and rewrap that. Yeah. take it back to where you lost it and go tight. I'm just like working with one of the little knobs, and one of the knobs is in the way. So when I go to wrap it tight, the knob, the little ends, is just complicating the process. Stick with it though, because it turns out really amazing once you get it there. And you can, because I've had people say, well, if the knobs get in the way, can you cut them off? Yes, you can. But those knobs kind of keep things in place for you. Okay. Now it's all stuck on the bottom. There we go. Okay. We're getting there. So I want it to lay where I want it to lay. Like, I like this. I just need it up a little bit higher. And then once you go around the back, it wants to drop way low. So then you're... Let me untangle this. There we go. Maybe that's what it was. We just had a tangle going. Okay. So I'm just trying to get the middle section. That's the hardest because you're making that transition, and as you get to the bottom, it gets really super easy because you're working with a wider bottom, but you're taking it from a tight and there's just one area. See, and every time I undo it, you have to keep it tight. There we go. Okay. We've got it. And some stripes going in the same general direction can prove challenging. See, now that we're getting down to the bottom, it's becoming easier. Okay, go back over. Get your mesh where it needs to be. See how we had a pucker here? Did not realize that. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to go a little higher so that when we slant down, we're back in the order. Every single time. This is why I usually make a couple of them before I go live, so that it's easier for me when I go to put them together and it just looks like, oh, she did it so effortlessly. You know, you don't know the beginning parts that I had to struggle through. And I'm trying to get that middle section. Again, like I said, don't give up. You guys know me, I won't give up. So I'm going to go a little higher and not take such a bigger bite out of that. Let's get my mesh all untwisted because it's all spiraled around. And I'm such a perfectionist, and that I don't want it to just look like, just throw it on there and call it done, or just do the other one and be done. No, I've done it before, and it's just a matter of getting back into that groove again. So me taking smaller pieces out of my mesh just worked better than trying to take a big bite. So I'm making smaller wraps now as I go through. See, this one came down too far. The hardest part, honestly, of the whole design is the smooth wrap. And the knobs can be your friend, but they can also be your worst enemy as well. So I am just going to cut this part off because I don't need any more. So it makes wrapping part much easier. There we go. Now I don't have to roll the big roll. Trying to get it around that end. Going in, right in here. There we go. Maybe that's what it was. Just trying to work with such a big roll. Going in. I'm trying to get this very thin for the end. Right there. Smooth roll, nice even wraps, and then from back here, same thing. You're going through your cross member, through that plastic frame, right here on the end. And I'm trying to keep really good tension on it. Snip that off. Take this last little piece off. Okay. Ta-da! We have wrapped the whole top. Nice and neat, even, tight, all the way down. Okay. Now I know it doesn't look like much. It will. Now we're going to go ahead and put our pipe cleaners on, and we're going to add in the same Deco mesh tubes in those same colors. So I like to start on the end, and this way you can actually really see what I'm doing because it's exposed. So I'm putting one on each of the corners. So I'll go ahead and do that now. We're putting in a total of 15. Right here. And I like to just alternate the colors. So there's one on each side. And then here's that middle that I was showing you. I go like in between this one. I'm going to wrap it around the outside top. This is what's known as the top. This is what's known as the bottom. So just make sure you have even lengths. Don't tighten it too tight. Plastic will snap. And I do this one down here. So I'm going up the middle, and I'm going wrapping around the outside. So that was my first 3 that we did. Okay, we're gonna do the same over here. So we're going around. I'm going in between this one, so I can go around the outside. Even up your pipe cleaners. Now we're going up the middle to the outside. Okay, so we've got a total of 6 here. So we want 15. Okay, now we're going to go in the middle, but we're going to wrap here. So I'm going and go right inside here. I'll just push my Deco mesh here. So I'm wrapping around the outside, but on the top wrap. See how I'm wrapping that around the top? Try to zoom in so you guys can see that. Wrapping right here for a top. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. I'm going here and wrapping here. I'm going to come back over here and do the same thing. I go up my mesh, right? I'm going to go around my center. This is my top. Then we're going to do the bottom, which is go through the middle. So we're wrapping that top around, rail and then wrapping the bottom. Just like that. So we've got 5 there. And now we're going to put 5 in the center. So we're going to go over right here. So I'm trying to make sure they're even. There's 1. Go around here. And if you need to move those, like this starts to feel a little bunchy, just move them down, which I probably will because it feels a little bunchy, but see, we can just simply go up here and just go over the next little knob to give ourselves some more space. Then we're going to go to the bottom right here. And we're going to do bottom one here. And we're going to do an orange right in the center. So right up here, right through here, we should have a grand total of 15. Right here. Okay, so remember we did our curls and we put them into little bundles. I'm going to start on the ends, so if I feel like I need to readjust these, we can. We're doing one right on the end. Then we're just filling our pipe cleaner spaces with our bundles of curls. And it's just easy if you just work through your pipe cleaners, you know, the next one that you get, next one, next one, next one. Okay, now we're doing our orange. And I'm going to actually move one of these down just a little, just over. I need to pull that one all the way out so I can readjust that. Here we go. I just wanted it over a little bit more. Okay, now I'm happy with the way that one's going to go. Okay, we're going to go to the bottom. Find my pipe cleaner. And the reason why I zip tied these in is because I wanted them a little tighter to my frame. And you can just sit here and play with your curls and move them into whatever position you want so that it gives you a look that you're happy with. We're going to the next one, which is right in here. And we're on our bottom. Just trying to find the bottom part of my pipe cleaner. Got that one in. Now we're going to go to our orange. And the more that you put in, the tighter they get. So it starts to look more full. And we're back to our bottom. We'll zoom back out. And we're going right here with our black. So you can see how it's starting to get really full. Everything is pushing the opposite direction. And we're back to our orange on the bottom. And again, just maneuver your curls whichever way you want them to be. Usually I just kind of get them all in there and then I just start smushing them. Okay. There's one here. Forgot this one down in here. So I think that 15 is pretty much like the max that you want them to all be. I can't see like putting any more in here. And I have one more. It is right on the end. Right here. Okay. So, same process, just like before with the other one. You know, just play with all your curls until you know, if you feel like, hey, there's not enough orange or there's not enough black, just pull things down in the order that you want them to be. But you know that you've got equal numbers of everything. This is where I was saying you can kind of just pull them and fluff them on down. Just like that. So now we've got this part done. We are going to add in some more ribbon to make a new bow for this one. Let's see, am I missing any questions? Let's just double check. Anna. Okay, so Anna, we did 2 loops in each bundle. So you need 15 orange, 15 black. Pam says she's not been able to find black scatters. I got mine at the Dollar Tree. They're in the regular crafter section, not in the seasonal. Let's see what else. Okay, I think you guys got this. I'm just making sure I haven't missed your questions. So, Monica, they're 10 inches by 10 inches. Same thing for you, Anna. Yes, it is 10-inch mesh. Even for the wrap at the top, you just need just a touch to do something a little bit more fun. And matter of fact, I'm going to be doing this one with purple, greens, and blacks for like our Wicked hat. But we need to put our bow on. So we're going to do our candy corn. We're going to do our black and white with raised black stitching. And then we're also going to do some black with black and white Swiss dot. So we're going to do this first. I'm just making sure it felt like way too loose. So dovetail edge, you're going to fold and you're going to cut from the wired side down to, or folded side down to the wired point. There's our edge. We already figured out what the measurements were. So we're doing 7" for a bow, or sorry, 8 inches for a bow. We're doing 4.5" loop, which just means kind of eyeball it, but then take your bow dabra, place it on the 10" line, pull this out to the side, pull that back in, and then we're going to do the same on the other side, because I like precise measurements, if you guys haven't already figured that out. And then we're back out to 8 inches for this one. We're going to dovetail the end. Okay, there's that one. See, I knew it felt weird. There's a half piece on here. Okay. Maybe I don't want to do candy corn. Maybe. If we do this, though, it feels... I like this, though. I'm going to do this. That instead. So we're going to do that on the top. I'm changing my mind again, just like we did the other. Because I was like, we kept it all black and orange. This one is going to be 7.5 inches with 4" loops on this. So again, bring it back to your 10" line. Stretch your ribbon out and pull that end back to your right at 4 inches. Up and over. Right there at 4. Then we're going back out to 7.5. I'm like debating. We're going to do that one. Even if you wanted to, you could come in and add purple to your bundle. I knew that was going to happen. That's what happens when you force your pins in. Then the ends fall off. So let's make this one. This is going to be 7 inches. So we're introducing the purple and green in here. So that's okay. I'm getting to where my pin is. We're doing 3.5" loops right there. Just till I can get my pin where I can see it and I can just pull it out with pliers. It just got pushed in too far. And then out to 7 inches. This will be fun because we can incorporate these, lots of these ribbons. See, I got it stuck. Where are needle nose? There we go. Now that won't be stuck anymore. We're still doing a black pipe cleaner. And drop that down. This one just has a little element of fun in it. Okay. We're still going to keep our ribbons handy because we'll add some more bows. But remember, we're doing a bottom bow, so we want to pull all the tails down. Okay, and now I like it right about here. I don't know why I always like to put them on the left-hand side. Super simple. Just go find your frame. You already know how to find it. So generally when you just push your pipe cleaners through and keep your hand on the bottom, you can feel it. And push that down. Give it a couple twists. And then we're going to fluff. So we're going to go one high and one low with our Halloween print in the center. These all just kind of wind their way through. Here's one high, one low. when you find frays, just eliminate them. So just like that, we have a super cute bow. You can move your tails around any which way you'd like them to wind up, because I kind of like them splayed out. And same thing with the loops. I like the loops to intersect with the loops here. So there's our bow on that. So let's introduce this color along with the orange and black to the rest. So remember how we did that. We cut 10-inch pieces of ribbon. So I'm going to cut 2 of each. I think we did 6 last time. But I'm going to start with this. Let's dovetail the ends. Dovetail these. Just like so. And we'll do our little candy print. Same thing. There's that one. And this one. Let's dovetail the ends. So these are fun that we can introduce into the mix. And you don't always have to put purple in everything. You know, you don't have to be like, well, but you only have black and orange tubes. Well, you don't have to have black, orange, and purple tubes. That can just be our highlight color. So we're just going to take these and fold them in half. Pinch them together, and we're just going to add these in a couple of spaces around our designs right into our pipe cleaners. And we can just have these little ribbon tails just fan to the outside. I think we're going to need more of this cut. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. Right in here. Don't want an orange pipe cleaner when it's not what I'm looking for. Right here. And let's take our orange and black and introduce that into the mix. Or we're going to grab this one. Ooh, there we go. Did I grab it in the right spot? It felt like it. Sometimes it just doesn't want to go. And I'm going to add one to the bottom. We have it there. I'm going to place this one. Let me find my other pipe cleaner. And splay that out. And you can have them going different directions. Let's put one more of the character bow. I'm going to add this one to the bottom down here. It would help, Kat, if you dovetailed your ends first. Okay. We're going to take this one. As soon as I find, there it is. There we go. So we've added that. We are going to use the same ribbon. Is going to be at the top of our, there we go, top right at here. Just like that. Sign. what can we use for a sign? Well, we have this that says Happy Halloween. We can add to this, or we could add the Eat, Drink, and Be Scary, which I think that one looks so much better. Don't you guys agree? This over that. What do you guys think? I'm thinking this one. I like this one. So I'm going to make the bow for the top. Which, remember we did this one really super small. We're going to give this one a little bit longer loops. So I'm just hand tying this based on eyeball method. Just kind of looking at it, making sure my loops are about the same. So that's going to go up here at the top. Okay. Nice and done. Loop, loop. We are going to take this. This is where I needed my my yarn needle, because once again we're working with fabric mesh. In my old studio, we had that skewer, the metal skewer that would just go all the way through. I'm almost there. I feel it. I had it better the first time. We're just trying to get it through all those layers. So I'm trying really hard not to get the plastic piece in the way. I see the light coming through the other side. There we go. Nice and tight. And we're going to go through the other side. Being really cautious of these scissors because I was working on a design and I needed to score the surface, so I decided to use these scissors. They're extraordinarily sharp. And I can get it through every single time with my scissors. This is the side that unfortunately we worked through numerous times. I just need to get it through again. There we go. And we're out the other side. A little harder when you have so much fabric mesh to work through. So here's our bow for the end. We're going to go ahead and trim off our sign. There's that one. If you didn't see us add the sign from before, these are Dollar Tree signs. So they're a little thinner than our normal 1/4 inch signs. So we're going to add an adhesive square to the back. We're going to use a pipe cleaner, just like so. And just to make sure that this stays extra tight, I'm going to go ahead and just glue all the way around the outside. And right here. And we'll let that set up before we go ahead and attach that into our wreath. But let's finish adding our scatters and fillers. And if we want, like I said, we can add in some purple. You can cut down your pipe cleaners so they don't have to be so over the top. So I'm just going to take the scatters and fillers and add these to the ends. You could add the green if you wanted. I'm just doing the black and orange. There's that one. Black. So I add a dab of glue since they're just little styrofoam balls, and the pipe cleaners will actually push right inside them. But if I glue them, then I know for sure they are on. They won't come off. And orange. And then we'll add black. Grab this one. Put black on there. We have a couple down here. I'm hoping we won't need any more of those tools. Let's get this one too. We'll do this one. And then we'll do black. Yes, I'm still alive. I did 2 in 1. Steve's like, are you still on? Yes. Because we did 2 lives. Well, not 2. I just made 2 wreaths. And some of them I like to leave long, so then we can wind them up into the design a little bit more. Got a couple down here. There's that. This one. I try to put one of each color on each of the pipe cleaners. And so that poses a challenge. So when you're wrapping your center, if you're adding a sign or any of those embellishments to it, it's going to be a challenge for you. You're going to need, I should have brought out my yarn needle. I have a yarn needle. That would be perfect. But sometimes just because you put your yarn needle in, you know, you still have to find a way to secure your pipe cleaner. You got to get your pipe cleaner in there too. I know we had a couple more. I'm looking for them. There's a couple right down here. Down here at the bottom. There we go. And an orange. These are great for office cubicles, classroom door decor. You know, so it's like a fun little thing teachers can hang on their door, above their desk. Here's the other one I missed. Hospice rooms. Apartment doors have smaller spaces. I have one right here. Let's put an orange one on it. And I see one right here. Okay. Let's take that one off. Put this one back on. Okay, now we've got it. All right, let's add our sign and then we are finished. So now we're going to use our scissors again to help us punch through those layers and get our sign all the way inside. Again, if you've got frays, get those out while you can. And there's a big difference in rotary cutting versus wire or wood burning your curls. You generally won't have as many frays to work with doing it that way. I'm going to go ahead and cut my excess pipe cleaner off here. Tuck that back in. Okay. We're going to use the heavy duty scissors again. And I can feel with my hands where that needs to go. So see how easy that was. So I'm going on opposite sides of those. Remember the frame? Right through here. Got it stuck on one fine little hair. So let's flip this over, pull it down nice and tight. So I'm going to flip this over to the back. So we're going to go ahead and nice and tight. And then the leftover, remember we're making a loop. You're just going to wrap the excess pieces around, just like this. I'm going to go ahead and remove the zip tie, or pipe cleaner for my bow. Tuck that back in here. So here's our hanger. Back over like this. We can add another spider if we want, like we did on the other one. I'm going to add a scatter and filler to the top. See if we can find another large one like this. Go ahead and place that right in the center of our bow to tie that into the whole top of our design. So if you want to do the spider, like we had our spider down, you could add the spider to the sign. You can glue him on. You can let him hang. If you wanted to do the hanging spider, we just took the leftover piece of wire that I had from my sign. We punched a hole in the bottom half of his, because he's like concave. So I just punched a hole in here. It takes me a minute to get those out. We're going to go ahead and feed that in. just like so. You can have it, I hung him wide enough so that he could hang. So I'm going around my bow, just like this. And he just hangs from the lower half of our bow. So I gotta fix his tail now that we played with our spider sign. So let me show you how this looks on the door. So I'm gonna pivot you back up. So we've done 2 in one day. So I'll tell you how to make this one a little bit more simple, not as much work, not as much labor intensive. And then we're going to add this one to our front with our hanger and our little spider. And we'll flip our bow. And of course, for photos, make sure your ribbon tails look pristine. Remove all your glue threads. Even though there's a little spider on top, we don't want it. I guess if you wanted to, you could leave it there for a realistic spider web look. But generally we don't. And there is, oops, I keep knocking it off. I keep bumping it every time I go to pull them down. So just like so. I will zoom in so you guys can see that. And that's what we have created. So yeah, Belinda, it is quite the makeover. So you can have fun with a whole bunch of different designs. I just wanted to kind of, rather than do 2 separate tutorials, I just did 1 2 ways. So we literally took your standard Dollar Tree sign. This is exactly what it looks like. This one we completely removed everything down to the core, used the frame and created that. On this one, we left the top intact. So if you want to wait till this goes to replay, we left the top intact so it still has the tinsel, and then we just heavily worked on the bottom. So both of those are available. So I haven't posted these. These will be available on my website. Like I said, you can go to Dollar Tree and pick up your frames. They come in 2 different colors. There's one that's purple and there's one that's silver. If you hang on to the silver one, that's how you make the Santa one. And I will be back probably before the end of the month to show you how to make the Santa one. But any questions I can answer for you right now. I just felt this was the easiest way to do 2 looks in one video. Where did you get the ribbon with the characters on it? This ribbon right here is from Craft Outlet. So it's super cute. And I think they even sell it in a 50-foot spool, which would be a really good deal to pick up, because you'll probably use that every single time you put together a Halloween design. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to come back on Thursday and see what we're cooking up in the design studio. I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for joining me and thanks for sticking it out. Bye for now.